Hey everyone, Salty Swimmer here, and today we are going to talk about four ways that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu will make you a better marathon swimmer, or swimmer in general. I am a marathon swimmer, as you know, but I also am a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing it for, 10 plus years at this point, so it's a big part of my life. And there are several things that I've learned and gained from jiu-jitsu that I've been able to bring into my marathon swimming to make my marathon swimming that much better. So with that being said, let's dive in. Number one, it's going to make you mentally tougher, right? When you're doing jiu-jitsu, you have an opponent. Their goal is to make you uncomfortable as possible. Their goal is to submit you, make you tap, right? So while they're doing that, you have to develop coping mechanisms so that you can push through the pain. So when you're like, this is super uncomfortable, I need to get out of this position. When you're super tired and like you just want to lay there and tap because it's easy, you don't. You find ways to get out of those positions. And that is that mental toughness. So it's like, I'm super tired. This 200-pound man is sitting on my chest. It's hard to breathe. I'm hot. I'm uncomfortable. I can't really move well, but you have to find a way. And that's very similar to marathon swimming. When things don't go right, when you have wind or waves or chop, or you're just having a bad half hour or hour, you're just going through a bad string in your marathon swim, you have to find ways to get through that. So a lot of the techniques that I've learned in jiu-jitsu by having people put me in uncomfortable positions and try to submit me has also helped me get through those really tough times in those swims, because at least when you're doing the swims, someone's not trying to kill you per se, or trying to choke you out, or trying to break a limb. I mean, Mother Nature is mean, and it's not trying to do that. It's just doing what it does. So you have to find ways around it. And I think when you do jiu-jitsu, you do learn a lot of those skills and those coping mechanisms to help you get through those tough times when you're doing marathon swimming or anything else in life. That's number one. Number two, it's going to give you strength. It's going to make you strong, right? You are rolling with people who are creating resistance for you, so you're pushing and you're pulling and you're doing explosive movements to get people off of you. This all builds strength. It's going to build connective tissue in your elbows and your shoulders, things that traditional strength training gives you, but you're also learning a really cool skill set at the same time. And it's fun because you're in this supportive community of people that want you to do better. They're helping you improve. And that's both on and off the mats. So like a lot of my training partners, they know what I'm training for. They know I'm doing, I tried doing English Channel and Catalina and all these different swims, and they were super supportive. And if I said, hey, I get a big training week, go easy, go easier, or watch the shoulders, they always did it. Super supportive, but it built up the strength where it really helped me prevent a lot of injuries. So that's number two. Number three, it helps you perform under pressure, right? When you have someone who's constantly attacking you and trying to take you down and submit you, you have to manage your stress levels. Because if you go out like a crazy person, you're going to get this adrenaline dump, and you're not going to be able to perform. So you have to manage your stress levels. You have to manage your output as well. It builds up cardiovascular strength, cardiovascular efficiency. But while you're doing this, you have these people attacking you and doing this, you have to stay calm. You have to see the bigger picture. See, all right, well, if they do this, I'm going to do these next three things. And that's the same thing with marathon swimming. When you're doing your long swims or you're doing your training swims, you have to perform under pressure, because a lot of the times you get one day. If you get a good window for the English Channel, you get your one day. So you have to manage your stress levels, and the coping mechanisms that you learn day to day on the mats transition very well, or to marathon swimming. And you can apply those same techniques that you've learned on the mats with your training buddies to your long swims. Whether it's a long swim, it's the actual day of your marathon swim, it's just a regular training swim that's not going great, or you're stressed out about it, you learn to manage your stress and perform under pressure. And then the number four reason is, or four element that you learn to love failure. You learn to love defeat. And that's huge in marathon swimming. If you can't accept failure, you should not be a marathon swimmer. And the reason I say that you learn this in jiu-jitsu is because the whole sport is about getting submitted. It's about submitting, so you're tapping. You might tap, 5, 10, 50 times in a session. And that's okay. You learn to to accept that. And that's not failure, that's learning. I made a mistake, I got caught in it, I'm going to learn from that and not make the mistake again. And that constant, idea of like, it's not failure, it's learning, that transitions so well to marathon swimming. Like, you might do a long swim that doesn't go well. You might have to cut it short because of weather. You're not feeling well. It could be a multitude of reasons. And that's totally normal. But how you react to it is all that matters. And if you learn, all right, I didn't get this long swim in because of X, Y, or Z, or, what could I have done better? If my feed plan was on point, I would have made it to the next hour. Or if I had, swim into the chop a different way, or if I had changed directions, or I had listened to my crew, I would have been successful, or I would have made it further. So being able to learn from your failure is a trait or skill that you learn from jiu-jitsu, because you're doing it all the time. You're learning to accept that failure. You're learning to learn from failure and making mistakes and understanding that mistakes are okay. So when you do jiu-jitsu, you gain this huge skill set, beyond just strength and getting strong. You're learning the skill set, but you're becoming mentally tough. You are learning to deal with failure. You're learning to perform under pressure. Like, these are all transferable skills into marathon swimming that if you don't have these, you're going to have a really tough time when you start doing endurance sports, because things are going to go wrong. It's going to get tough. You're going to be tired, and you have to learn how to push through and learn from mistakes when things don't work. When things don't go your way, you have to learn from them to make you a better swimmer for future swims. So if you have been on the fence about jiu-jitsu, if you're scared of jiu-jitsu, if you're looking for a new dryland activity, consider jiu-jitsu. It's really fun. It's a great skill set, and you'll expand your community. So you will have a huge group of people that are supporting you on the mat to make you improve, but they also have an interest in what you're doing off the mat. And you have like this huge group of people who are cheering for you when you go for your marathon swims, and that's super motivating too. So give jiu-jitsu a try. If you have questions about it, I am not a jiu-jitsu expert, but I have gone through a journey and I'm happy to help you out. So like, subscribe, I don't care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.